one of my clients, she did have a concussion. She had quite a few serious surgeries as well. And I did a release on her, I think 2 sutures, like the midline and the temporal. And the next time she came back, she said to me, her TMJ problem just went away and the ringing in her ear. And now she's ready for me to do an actual concussion protocol for her. I had one more if I could. So
Sure.
she's a dancer and she's a bit of a older lady. She did have a major surgery as well, which I've been working on her scars on and off. And her partner swung her very quickly and almost she felt very threatened by that. So I asked her if I can do some of the protocol on her. She said, sure. And she was complaining of ringing in her ear. And I said to her, it sounds like a concussion, which I know it's to her, it doesn't because she didn't get an impact to the brain. But the wind was pretty much taken out of her. And when I did the release on her, her overall being just calmed down, and then after she didn't feel very threatened by the guy who spun her out of control.
So I did my thing on a lady who did not have a concussion per se, or she wasn't diagnosed, but she had a very chronic sort of history of sort of headaches and mood changes and irritation, and she had sensitivity to sunlight, being out in the sun, and a lot of sinus issues. And I wasn't sure if I could really use it because there was no thing, but I said, okay, let me give it a try. And I did the 3 protocols. And surprisingly, the first thing that I noticed was that the mood changed drastically from that irritation that she had all the time to sort of very calm and sort of serene mood. And that's what the family also told me, that was the first thing that they sort of noticed in that. And I don't know how it happened, but it did. And secondly, the sinus issues got much better. The stuffiness that she had always above the eyes and around the nose and on the forehead sort of dissipated around, I would say, 50 to 60%. And the sensitivity to sunlight also got much better. Before, she wasn't able to go out in the sun at all, and she had to avoid being out in the heat of the sun. And now during the summer, she was able to go out for walks and during the sunlight.
Wow.
And yeah.
First one, 17-year-old girl. She came to me before I took this course, maybe like 3 weeks before the course. She suffers from severe low back pain in the mornings, mostly is when it's really, really bad. Definitely taking like lots of medication just to get herself through the day. When she came in, she's had this pain for 2 years. She's tried so many different types of therapies. The first time I saw her, I sort of did, my, standard, like osteopathic assessment and just some osteoarticular stuff. But it was very obvious to me, the way she was presenting was not in line with how she was testing. Mm-hmm. So I knew this wasn't like a low back thing at all. She was birthed C-section, tonsils removed, adenoids removed, had latching issues as a baby. So she hasn't had concussions, but just based on the case history, I knew we had to go cranial. So prior to the course, I think the 3rd appointment that she came in, I'm like, okay, I'm not even touching your low back today. And I hooked her up to the vagal stim. 5 days later, her mom called me and she was like, okay, I don't know what you did, but this is the first 5 days she's had pain-free. Wow. I don't know what's going on. And the mom is an anesthesiologist, dad is a respirologist. So they were happy, but they were also like, what the hell did you do, kind of thing. Then I took the course. And then I think that's when I got really excited about doing a follow-up for her. She had 3 long weekends of meets earlier this month. So I did 2 sessions with her with what the protocol that we did together. And she hasn't had low back pain now. I think we're on to like 7 weeks. She beat all of her PRs in every single race. She's now going to California in a race that she never thought she'd be able to do.
I have 5 people lined up so far to do concussion protocol with them. I haven't been able to schedule them yet due to logistics. However, they're all excited and asking me, okay, when are we starting? When are we starting? I've seen all of them in the regular sessions with RMT, and I've actually used the suture treatments on each and every one of them several times, and they're just blown away by the result. Some of the symptoms that are being cleared up are decreased headache, decreased brain fog, so they're feeling much more clear-headed. Decreased back pain. I've had clients emailing me to say, I don't know what you did with that Dolphin, but I've had the best sleep I've had in ages. So it's working. So I'm using piece parts of it in every treatment. I'm using more SCAR protocol as well, standard protocol. Really need to practice on auricular because I haven't taken that yet, but playing around with what we did learn in concussion. So very excited to keep this moving. I think that we're going to get some great results. Yeah.